If you are driving a diesel and you start seeing a thick cloud of black soot trailing behind you like an old steam train, then your car is likely gasping for air because its lungs are getting completely clogged up. The code P2454 is a warning that the pressure sensor for your diesel particulate filter, or the DPF, is sending a voltage signal that is way too low for the computer to handle. This filter is supposed to catch about 90% of that black carbon soot before it leaves the tailpipe and then burn it off through a process called regeneration, which can happen automatically or sometimes requires you to take action. When this pressure sensor fails, the car brain has no idea how much soot is actually inside the filter, so it might stop the cleaning process entirely, which leads to a massive backup of exhaust pressure. You will feel this immediately because your engine performance will drop through the floor and your transmission temperatures might start climbing because the whole system is working way too hard. This code is actually quite urgent because if you keep driving with a clogged filter, you could end up causing permanent damage to your engine or your fuel system, which is a massive repair bill you definitely want to avoid. Usually, the problem is not the filter itself, but the tiny silicone hoses that run from the exhaust pipe up to the sensor, because they can melt or get plugged with soot over time. You should always start by checking those high-temperature hoses for any holes or kinks before you start testing the electrical side of things. Use your DVOM to check the resistance of the sensor and compare it to what the manufacturer says it should be, and if those numbers do not match up, then the sensor is definitely the problem. Also, take a good look at your alternator and battery voltage, because sometimes a weak electrical system can cause these sensors to give weird low voltage readings that trigger the code by mistake. Fixing an exhaust leak before you start this diagnosis is a must, because any leak before the sensor will throw off the pressure readings and make the computer think the filter is failing when it is actually just a loose flange or a cracked pipe. Take care of those hoses and wires first, and you will likely find the fix is much simpler than replacing the entire filter assembly.